The Denver Broncos just caught a massive break, both inside the division and beyond, and it couldn't have come at a better time. After the preseason opener, social media has been buzzing with panic, fans questioning the team's direction. But here's the truth, there's no need to panic. Concern? Sure. But panic? Not a chance. Let's start with this. One of the biggest concerns in the AFC West just got lighter. The Las Vegas Raiders, a supposed threat, are proving they're anything but. Their preseason performance and chaotic approach to training camp are exposing them as a team without focus, discipline, or a clear identity. Remember, this league demands a championship mindset. You can't fake it, and the Raiders are showing everyone they're not ready for primetime. From the Christian Wilkins drama to the undisciplined atmosphere in camp, the signs are all there. This isn't a contender. This is a franchise stuck in the mud. Meanwhile, in Denver, Sean Payton runs a tight ship, no bucket hats, no sunglasses, no lazy sideline energy. This is a team being built for war, not for comfort. The difference in mentality between Denver and Vegas couldn't be clearer. And in a division fight where every edge matters, this is a break the Broncos absolutely needed. If you want to win in the NFL, you have to take the grind seriously every single rep, every single practice. And the Raiders? They're showing us exactly what not to do. Instead of sharpening their game, they're out there jousting on go-karts. Fun? Sure, but in the middle of precious, limited practice time restricted by the CBA, it's a clear sign this team's priorities are upside down. And for those saying it doesn't carry over to game day, think again. Culture shows up on Sundays. Before their preseason game, their two biggest leaders were caught flipping off fans, including parents and kids. Imagine that. You're wearing a uniform, representing your city, making millions, and your response to criticism is a double bird to a mom holding her child? That's not leadership. That's immaturity at its peak. You would never, and I mean never, see Nick Bonito or Bo Nix pulling a stunt like that under Sean Payton. Payton runs a disciplined, focused operation. That's why he's never had a losing season of more than 7 games. He keeps the fight aimed at the opponent, not the fans. The Raiders, on the other hand, are sinking into their own chaos. Sure, they've made some roster upgrades, Geno Smith over Gardner Minshew, Ashton Jeanty bringing fresh legs compared to last year's aging backfield. But none of that matters if you're not mentally locked in. And this team? They're not, which is why I'm more confident than ever that Denver will sweep Las Vegas again this season. This rivalry is tilting hard in the Broncos' favor. The other big break for Denver inside the division, the Los Angeles Chargers just took a serious hit. Their starting left tackle is out, forcing a major shuffle on their offensive line. Jim Harbaugh came into this season boasting one of the highest paid, most talented O-lines in football, and now that unit has a glaring hole. But that's not their only problem. The Chargers have been desperate to find consistent receiving options beyond Ladd McConkey. We all saw what happened in the playoffs last year, Justin Herbert throwing 4 interceptions while the offense sputtered. Their hopes for a turnaround were pinned partly on rookie Trey Harris. But early reports out of camp are brutal. He's dropping passes at an alarming rate, even more than the guy fans already complained about for drops, Quentin Johnston. And Johnston himself? The drops haven't stopped. We're talking wide open passes in training camp, no defenders, no pads, and still hitting the turf. That's not the kind of support Herbert needs. Chargers fans are flooding social media with frustration, and it's clear this passing attack is far from reliable. Meanwhile in Denver, the contrast couldn't be clearer. Broncos receivers are locked in. Sure, Courtland Sutton had 2 catchable balls he didn't secure in the preseason game, but when it matters, under the bright lights, in the heat of battle, he makes those plays. And that's the difference between a team that's built for big moments and one that's still trying to figure out how to hold onto the football. When I was at Broncos training camp, I barely saw the ball touch the ground. In Los Angeles, Chargers fans are watching footballs hit the turf over and over. The hype around both the Raiders and the Chargers this offseason is cooling fast, and reality is starting to sink in. Take the Chargers' backfield situation. Najee Harris was supposed to power a dominant ground game alongside rookie Kamani Vidal and rookie talent Kamani Vidal with J.K. Dobbins in the mix as well. But Harris's bizarre off-season injury, a fireworks accident, has derailed everything. The reports are ugly. An eye swollen shut, no clear timetable for return, and Jim Harbaugh refusing to commit to his availability for Week 1. Now picture this, a rookie running back forced to carry the load behind an offensive line that just lost its starting left tackle. That's not a recipe for success. That's a gift for the rest of the AFC West, especially Denver. And while chaos brews in LA, stability is locking in at Mile High. The Broncos have their quarterback. Sean Payton's confidence in Bo Nix isn't subtle, leaking to the media that he believes Nix can become a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. You don't say that unless you believe it with every fiber of your being. Meanwhile, other franchises are still scrambling for solutions, the Jets bringing back Trevor Siemian, the Rams managing Matthew Stafford's back issues with a mobile cryotherapy trailer. Around the league, teams are patching holes. In Denver, the foundation is set. The Broncos already have their guy under center, and he's wearing number 10. Across the league, quarterback situations are messy, and it only makes Denver's position stronger. The Rams don't know if Matthew Stafford's aging body will hold up. The Steelers are rolling with a 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers, and let's be honest, the only quarterback to ever win a playoff game at that age was Tom Brady. Rodgers isn't Brady. The Browns? They've got 5 quarterbacks on the roster and still went out to sign Tyler Huntley, proving they still don't have their guy. That's a playoff competitor for Denver, and they're still searching for answers. Tampa Bay just signed another former Broncos quarterback, Teddy Bridgewater, while even the steady Detroit Lions are questioning if they should have brought in Bridgewater themselves. And then there's Denver, no controversy, no guessing games. Bo Nix is the guy. Sean Payton believes it. RG3 believes it. Chase Daniel believes it. Anyone who's actually played the position can see it. Don't let one preseason quarter cloud months of evaluation and praise from people who know what it takes. Financially, it's a steal. When the Broncos face the 49ers, Mike Kliss highlighted that Bo Nix is making just a fraction of what Brock Purdy earns, literally about 1/25th, and I'd take Nix over Purdy in a must-win game without hesitation. Denver has its franchise quarterback locked in, and they're paying him like a backup. That's not just good roster building, that's the kind of advantage that can change an entire season. When you break down the numbers, it's almost unbelievable. Brock Purdy is making roughly 25 times what Denver is paying Bo Nix, and Sean Payton is publicly saying Nix has top 5 quarterback potential. That's not just good value, that's highway robbery in today's NFL. Even national outlets are taking notice. Mike Kliss pointed out a recent feature from The Athletic, a New York Times publication, where NFL writers ranked quarterbacks by tier. Among sophomore QBs, Bo Nix landed in Tier 3, ahead of several veterans making exponentially more money. Denver has him locked in on a rookie deal for the next 4 seasons, giving this team a massive financial edge over half the league. This isn't just a bargain, it's a steal. And the more I hear analysts break down the Broncos' preseason game, the more encouraged I get. Yes, the offense needs to show more. Nobody is sugarcoating that. But here's the thing, Sean Payton is the king of game planning. Last year, the Broncos won in a dozen different ways, adjusting their strategy for each opponent. The way Denver played against the Jets looked nothing like the way they played against Tampa Bay, because Payton builds game plans to exploit weaknesses. And against the 49ers in preseason, he wasn't even game planning. He wasn't calling plays to win. He was evaluating, testing, and setting the table for when it really matters. That's why there's no reason to panic, and every reason to believe the Broncos are right where they want to be. That's classic Sean Payton, showing vanilla looks in preseason, testing concepts, seeing how certain plays feel in live action. He wasn't scheming to beat San Francisco's defense. He wasn't digging into his chessboard of counters and adjustments. That's when Payton is at his best, designing a game plan specifically to dismantle an opponent's strengths. And when Bo Nix is executing one of those tailor-made plays, he shines. Payton always has answers. Always. And he didn't even bother to use them in this game, because there was no game plan. This was about evaluation, not domination. That's why Broncos fans shouldn't lose hope for a second. We have something the rest of the league would love to have, a rookie quarterback who threw the 6th most touchdowns in the NFL last season, despite not tossing his first one until Week 4. That's rare, that's special, and that's why Denver is in a better position than people think. This week, the momentum keeps building, a joint practice with the Arizona Cardinals on Thursday, followed by a game on Saturday. If it's anything like our last joint session, expect Denver to set the tone and make a statement. Broncos country, stay on board. The ride's just getting started. And there's every reason to believe this team is about to take off.